guys, and welcome back to another video here with Angel B Designs. I'm Angel B. Thank you so much for watching. If you are new here, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. In today's video, you guys, I'm going to be showing you how to make customized like the smaller, I think these are called A5 kind of jot books. They're not notebooks because they're not lined, but they are kind of like what I like to call jot books. So something that I can just throw in my purse and jot down some ideas whenever I have them. I do have a lot of ideas, but something I can just quickly jot things down in when I'm on the go. Okay, so I made these covers in Canva Dream Lab. These are AI photos, and then the inside cover is they're not lined, and I use cardstock, and then it has a back cover as well, and it has a gold coil. Okay, so I've made a couple of them. This was the other one. Sorry if my ring light is too bright. And you can use one coil to make 2 notebooks, so you can definitely save some coins there. But this is what we're doing today, guys. It's super simple. It doesn't require a whole lot of machinery. A regular inkjet printer. I did these with a regular inkjet printer and a CINCH binding machine. Okay, that's it, and some paper. But this is what we're doing today, guys, so definitely stick around for this. All right, guys, so I wanted to go ahead and show you my print settings and how I get this image set up to print for both the front and the back cover. Now, I'm going to be using the same image, which is this one here. I did create this using Canva's Dream Lab, which is the AI software in Canva Pro. If you guys want a video on how I make my journal covers using Dream Lab, leave a comment and I'll try to get that out for you. But yeah, I made this in Canva using Dream Lab. It's an AI image. And I'm going to use the same cover for the front and the back. So what I'm going to do is I'm making 5x7 kind of, they're not sketch pads, but they're not journals, kind of like a jot pad, right? Something that the pages are not going to be lined and they are going to be thicker. So I'm using cardstock, 5x7 cardstock. So the pages are going to be a little bit thicker, but it's just something for me to kind of jot down quickly ideas that I have or things I need to look up or research or whatever the case may be. Something I can stuff in my purse and just jot quickly down, and it's kind of smaller and compact than a full 8.5x11 journal. Okay, that's what I'm making today. So they're going to be 5x7. So I'm going to go ahead and select my image. I'm going to go up to width and I'm going to type in 5. And, with this unlocked, I'm going to type in 7. So now I have my perfect 5x7 size. I have already made one of these for TikTok and Instagram, so I do know that the 5x7 works. And then what I'm going to do, I'm printing on an 8.5x11 sheet of paper just to kind of save some money, and I'm able to fit both of my front and my back cover on one page. By doing that, you're just going to turn it to the side like this. We're going to put it inside of the print border. I'm using Silhouette Studio to print from. You don't need a Silhouette cutting machine to print from this software. You can download the free version from the Silhouette website, and you can print from here if you need a printing software. And then I'm going to go ahead and select this, and I'm going to duplicate it. I'm not going to mirror either one of these. I'm going to put them side by side. Again, this print border here represents an 8.5x11 piece of vinyl sticker paper that I'm going to be using. Okay, so I'm going to go up to File. I'm going to go to Print. And then I'm going to press Print, and I will quickly show you my settings. I am using a regular inkjet printer, you guys. You can do this with not a whole lot of fancy equipment. You need a regular printer and you need some kind of binding machine. They have pliers, they have the CINCH machine. I'll be using my CINCH machine today. They have a couple different kinds of binding techniques that you can use. I suggest the CINCH machine because you can also punch the holes with it, which we will need to do for today. We will also be punching the holes. So I recommend the CINCH machine. I will leave a link for it down below, but whatever ends up, suiting your needs the best, you just need to be able to punch out the holes, print out the cover, and bind your coil. Okay, no cutting machine required, no fancy printer, no sublimation, no DTF, none of that. It's regular inkjet. Okay, the ink, when you go buy a printer, the regular ink that comes with it, that's what we're using. Okay, So that's my workforce 7710. I'm going to go over to preferences and I'll show you my settings. We're using 8.5 by 11 paper. This is going to be borderless on portrait. I am using the premium photo paper glossy because I am using waterproof sticker paper and it is glossy. So that's why I'm using this setting. Our quality is going to be on high and that's it. We're not going to mirror anything like that. Okay. That's all my settings. I'm going to press OK. I'm going to go ahead and get these printed out. Once they are printed, I'll meet you at my craft table and we'll go ahead and assemble this notebook together. All right, you guys, so I have my print here and I'm going to quickly kind of go over my materials, but this is my print. It looks absolutely amazing. This is my CINCH machine here that I'll be using. Mine is older. I did get mine about 4 or 5 years ago, so they don't have this color anymore. The colors that they have now are lighter. I think it's like a lighter shade of gray or maybe pink and gray. It's the same machine. The one I'm going to link down in the description box is the same machine that I have. They just changed the color. They don't have this one anymore. This is the sticker paper that I printed my image on that made it glossy. It's the Koala Inkjet vinyl sticker paper. It's for inkjet printers. This is the 5x7 cardstock that I'm going to be using. It is thicker. It doesn't say the weight on here, but it is a pretty thick cardstock. This is the notebook that I made for Instagram. And then this is the one page. I don't know if you can kind of hear it, but it is pretty thick. I mean, it's not thick, but it's definitely thicker than regular paper. And then these are the covers, the front and the back cover. Now, what I'm going to show you how to do, because I did buy the brown colored and I don't particularly care for the brown color. I want my inside of it to look white like this. So I'm going to show you kind of how I did that. These ones are cheaper if you want to purchase the white ones so you don't have to take this extra step. That's definitely up to you, but I purchased the brown ones to save a couple little coins. And then you need a coil. This is the CINCH We Are Memory Keepers binding wires in the color gold. I ended up using the 0.625 by 12 inch ones. I'll try to remember to link these down below as well. Again, I bought these a while ago, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to find these exact ones. I will try though. Now, it does come, when you purchase them, they come large like this. But one coil, when you're doing this size, one coil will make 2 notebooks. Okay, so this is the same coil from this one. I just cut it and I can make 2 notebooks with the one coil. Okay, and I'm going to show you. So the difference is going to be 1 hole. So these holes here on my second notebook, this coil is off by 1 hole. So if I line it up here, you can see it doesn't reach all the way down to this bottom hole right here. So this hole will just be missing. So you know how some of those notebooks have the coils like right in the middle where they have a little bit of space, and I have it here, a little bit of space here and a little bit of space down here. That's what our second notebook is going to look like. And how you accomplish that is simply by pulling out this pin, and I'll get into that in 1 second. But 4 come in this box, and again, you can make 2 notebooks with 1 coil. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So first I have to trim up my cover here. I have this little paper trimmer that I'm going to use to just kind of trim my paper. I have to trim the white off the sides of it. Now this is the trick. I'm going to use another sheet of sticker paper. I'm going to get another sheet and I'm going to place it right behind here. So now I have 2 sheets and I'm going to make sure they're nice and lined up. The second sheet is going to go on these inside covers. That's what the second sheet is for. It's so that I can place them on the inside of these covers to cover up the fact that I bought a brown chipboard. Okay? Kind of a little hack there. You can just use another sheet of paper, and when you go to trim it, so that you make sure it's the same size as your cover, just put them, line them up right next to each other, right behind each other. Keep making sure that they're nice and lined up, and just trim all the whites off. Okay, now this is going to be your first cover. This is going to be the outer cover, obviously, and that's going to be for that inside part, so you can't see the brown. Okay, so it's going to be like this: the front, the inside. Okay. I gotta trim this in a little bit more. And I'll try to remember to link my trimmer, my paper trimmer. You guys, I use so many different tools and stuff inside of my in these videos that sometimes I forget to link things. All right, I'm gonna move that off to the side here. Now I'm gonna get the chipboard. We're gonna do one at a time. So I'm gonna start with the white cover. This is gonna go on the inside. And I'm just going to go ahead, line it up. And press it down. I'm going to use a little squeegee. I'm not going to scrape it too hard, but I do just want to make sure that it's nice and adhered and there are no bubbles. Okay, now there's our white side. Alright, sorry, my battery died, but we got our white side down already. So now I'm going to go ahead and add the picture side. This is the front cover. And again, you're just going to, carefully kind of line it up. If you want to keep some of the backing on while you line it up to help you, you definitely can. I've been doing this for a while, so I don't. And the paper is kind of small. And now I do need to keep the backing on when I'm doing like larger stuff. Again, I'm not really scraping too hard. I'm just making sure it's adhered and there's no bubbles. I don't want to scratch any of the ink. And now here is our front cover. Okay. Now I'm going to quickly show you how to do, I'm going to do the other one off camera just to not waste too much of your time, but I am going to show you how to punch them. Okay, this is the cardstock, and I think each pack comes with 50 sheets. And when you purchase them, you get 2 packs. So you get 2 packs of already cut up 5x7 cardstock little packages, and each package comes with 50 sheets. Okay, so here's how they look. They're not punched, so we do have to go ahead and punch them. Okay, so the first thing I want to punch is my cover. I'm going to place it picture side up. Here's my cinch. With this opens up if you need to do something that's like 8.5 by 11, something like that. You would use these numbers here. When you get your cinch machine, it does have instructions. It has instructions here, at least mine does. Hopefully the new ones do as well. It has instructions here. It also has instructions on the box when you purchase it. But this is the kind of ruler here, and this is how you use, what you use to kind of measure or line up what it is that you're punching a hole in. We're doing a 5x7, so I'm going to leave this closed. Okay, this right here, from, if we look where this lip is, which is where my paper is going to sit, if we look from this lip to the top part, or where our last hole is 6 inches, which means we're going to have that little bit of spacing right up here at the top, because this is 7 inches. So we're going to have that little bit of spacing right here at the top, which is fine. Now, because I cut my coil and it is off one hole. Remember I said we have to pull out this tab. This is the last tab right here. You want to make sure when you get it, they're all going to be lined up and closed. Okay, when they're pushed in, that means that if you go to punch, when they're pushed in, you're going to create a hole. If you want to not create a hole, you have to make sure you pull this pin out. Now, do you see how this pin is out further than the other ones? That means that there is not going to be a hole punched in this spot. Okay, which is going to make sure that our coil lines up exactly how we need it to. And just like on my second, just how there's a little bit of spacing here at the top on this first one, pulling out that bottom pin is going to create that same amount of space down here at the bottom and get rid of this extra hole right here. Hopefully that made sense, and hopefully I explained that right. Okay, so you're going to take your cover. You want to flush this bottom part with this lip. You want to make sure it's nice and flushed. You also want to push it underneath where your pins go. There's a lip here where your pins are. You want to make sure that it's also flushed to the back of that as well, so that your holes don't get punched crooked or awkward. So you want to make sure it's flushed here, and you want to make sure it's flushed here. With my pin still pulled out, I'm going to pull down my lever. And now, as you can see, we have all of our holes. We have a same amount of spacing here and here. Before I punch anything else, let's check my coil, and it fits. That's how it's going to look. Okay? Hopefully I explained that right. Hopefully I didn't make it too confusing. What I'm going to do now is I am going to do my other cover. I'll quickly show you how to punch some cardstocks with these. I kind of grabbed like a little bit of a handful, not too many, because this cardstock is thick. If you're punching regular like copy paper, you can get a nice little handful because the paper's thinner. But with this cardstock, you don't want to overdo it. You don't want to break your cinch machine. So same thing. I got, a little handful of papers. Same thing. I'm going to make sure it's flushed to the back part here, and I'm going to make sure it's flushed on this lip. With my pin still pulled out, I'm going to go ahead and close my lip. And here are the holes, making sure it lines up with our cover, making sure our coil fits, and it does. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, do my back cover, finish punching out my other cardstock sheets, and I will come back and we will assemble this together. Alright, so I have everything punched out here. Okay, so we had our front cover, all of the pages punched, and the back cover is punched as well. Okay, so to be able to hide your coils, what you want to do is you're going to take your coil. This part of the cinch machine is where you put your coils so that you can go ahead and easily line them up. Now you can just kind of punch it in there because this book is smaller. Or you can line it up here like this. What you want to do is take your pages, take your inside pages first and put them on the coil. Then you want to take your front cover and put it the correct way on the coils. Then you want to take your back cover with the white side facing up and put them on the coils like that. Okay, so now from the front going backwards, you should have your white, this is your back cover with the white facing up. This is your front cover facing the correct way, and then your pages. Okay, and you have your pages. So now what we want to do is we want to go ahead and bind or close our coils here. Now these coils are this is in centimeters, I believe, or is it inches? You guys, I don't even remember. I normally like to start big. So I'm gonna start on 5/8, and then if they're not closed on the way, I'll close it. I'll turn this, make this a little bit tighter, and do it again. So I'm starting on 5/8, and then I'm gonna take my coils here and make sure it's flushed up against this part here. Okay, I'm gonna make sure that's nice and flushed. You're just gonna pull your lever down. Okay, there's a little bit of gappiness right here that I don't want, so I'm just going to turn this down to 1/2. Put it flush again and do it a second time. Okay, now all of my coils are closed. Now I can take my back cover, flip it to the back, and then all you see is the coils, and the binding part is hidden inside the binder. Okay, so now we have our front cover, we have our pages, and again, they're not lined. If you wanted to get lined paper, you can. I just wanted something that I can throw in my purse and kind of jot ideas down. And then here is the back cover. Super simple, right? Pretty simple. All you need is some type of binding mechanism and a printer and some paper. Okay? And then this was the first one I made, so I have 2 of them. This is a Valentine's Day one. But that's all I have for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully I answered all your questions. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Until next time. Bye, guys.